Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of The Points of Articulation. My name's Dave and if you're new to the channel, welcome. Today I'm looking at the Supreme Dalek, which is number 55 in the eaglemoss Doctor Who collection. Now this particular Supreme Dalek was first seen in the Planet of the Daleks, which is a third Doctor story released in 1973. Gotta love John Pertwee. And now for a couple of fun facts. The Dalek prop that was used in the show is actually from the second Doctor Who film starring Peter Cushing entitled Daleks Invasion Earth 2150 AD, released in 1966. And it's actually a sequel to Doctor Who and the Daleks, which was released in 1965. I fully recommend those two films. They're in color, they're awesome. My father owns both on DVD and I watched them, they're pretty good. They're just retellings of the original Dalek stories from the television show. And you gotta love Peter Cushing. He played Grand Moff Tarkin in Star Wars, played Frankenstein in Hammer's Frankenstein series, and also Van Helsing in the Dracula series. So definitely check those out if you're a horror fan. And another fun fact is, when you see this Dalek on screen and you look at his eye stalk, the very tip is a flashlight or a torch depending on where you live. And that is hysterical, but it's awesome at the same time. So getting back to this particular miniature, for the size, it's in the 1/21 scale and comes in at 3.54 inches tall. So we have a lot to talk about. We're going to take a look at the mold, the paint, compare it to some other pieces, and then we'll be done. So let's get moving. Alright, let's get this review started. Like in all my videos, I will go over all the major sections of the item, and then we'll get a nice close-up look to see all those fine details. So let's begin. Firstly, we have the Dalek's eye stalk, the lights, the Dalek dome. Now sadly, nothing on here moves, it's basically a static statue, but it looks cool nonetheless. Then we have the Dalek's neck and shoulders, and I love the shoulder sections. Nicely done, I love the mold. Then we have the Dalek's gun arm, or as they say it, gun stick. The manipulator arm, aka a plunger. And then coming down we have this skirt section with a bunch of Dalek bumps / hemispheres. Looking very nice. I think they came out good. And then we have the base here, or a defender, which came out pretty cool. Now on the bottom we have some felt, and it says Gold Dalek, Planet of the Daleks. If you want to know the code, it's ADC 8421. Pretty sharp. So that covers all the major sections of the Supreme Dalek. So now let's get a closer look. Alright, having a closer look, let's begin looking at the fender on the bottom. Doesn't really have too much detail, just little markings from the molding process. Coming around. On the back, we have some copyright crap. Then we have the top of the lip, which it has like little markings on here that look like tree rings. And I don't know, I kind of like the effect, but it sort of gets lost in the sauce around the back here. Pretty odd, but I do think that's cool. Next we have the skirt section with the hemispheres, and I think this piece came out great. Very nicely done. Let's go up and down, see all these panels. It's mostly the same exact thing over and over again, but some people like to see all this stuff. You know, that's what my channel is built on. Showing all of you at home the details so you know what you're actually buying. And then we have the back of the Dalek. All in all, pretty good. A little spotty with the paint here and there, but I like what I'm seeing. Moving up to the shoulder section, this is probably my favorite part. I love how you can see two of the little screws holding it in. Then we have our slats, and then the detail in between. That is nice with the mesh. Beautiful stuff. Again, a little sloppy with the paint, but from a distance, you don't even notice that stuff. Then we have the boxes in the front with our manipulator arm, which came out good. No real detail to speak of, but I think it looks great. And then on this side, we have our gun stick, which looks pretty good. I like the detailing on it. Nice job. And then the rest of the shoulder. This is an amazing piece right here. I love that quite a bit. Pretty sick. Now moving up to the Dalek's neck. There's really no detail to talk about for the most part. It's just the dark interior with the gold rings. And in my opinion, I dig it. I think it's good. More spotty paint. It's very basic, but it works. Pretty nice. And now let's take a quick look at the Dalek dome. I love the shape of this thing, how it's rounded on the top and angles at the sides. Very nicely done in my opinion. Looking good. Now we have our two Dalek lights, which are basically just cylinders. There's no real detail on them whatsoever. But they're cool. Again, the paint's a little but from a distance you can't even tell for the most part. So pretty nice. Now we have the Dalek eye stalk. First of all, the mold, nicely done. We have the eye, the centerpiece, the rod, little piece where it connects to the dome. Done well. However, it is molded sideways. It's actually kind of crooked. And that kind of stinks. Now when you have this on your shelf, you really don't notice it. But we are zoomed in really close, so you sort of see all these little faults. But besides that, I think on the whole it's very nicely done. And I love the silver paint here for the eye. That's sick. You know what? There's a little pink there too. Nice. And that's everything for the mold. Hopefully I covered everything. On the whole, I think this is a great piece. Sure, it has little defects here and there, such as the eye stalk, which is the major one. But I think it's a very nice little miniature. So now let's take a look at the paint. And now looking at the paint on the Supreme Dalek, this baby features 6 different colors. First of all, we have a beautiful matte black. And I think it came out amazing. We have it on the fender, the skirt, the shoulders, and the neck, and then other pieces, such as underneath the lights on the head, pieces of the eye stalk, the plunger piece. All in all, very nice color. I think it's a great match. Next we have gold for all the hemispheres. Looking good. Again, it is a little sloppy here and there, but from a distance you can't even tell. Besides the hemispheres, we have the slots on the shoulders. Looking good. I think they came out great. And then the rings around the neck. Really neat. And finally, the dome. Other paint we have is silver for the manipulator arm, the gun stick, and also sections of the eye stalk, as well as the eye itself, which is very nice. Then, speaking of that eye stalk, we have red, and also a little bit of pink around the eye, which is a nice touch. And that does it for the paint. On the whole, I think this is a great piece. Very nicely done. Sure, it's a little sloppy here and there, but it's not that bad. So now let's compare this to some other Daleks, and then we'll conclude the video. And basically the modern Dalek. We've seen this guy with the 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th Doctor. And also the War Doctor, obviously. But in my opinion, a great piece. And speaking of modern, looking over to the right-hand side, we have the 2008 Supreme Dalek. And I remember being a teenager going on the computer, and I saw an image of Donna Noble, the 10th Doctor, and this particular Dalek. And I was in love with this thing. I thought it was the coolest Dalek I've ever seen. I love the red, the gold, the little supports on it, the extra light, a beautiful piece. In my opinion, all these are good in their own way, and we will be reviewing these two very shortly. So if you enjoyed this video, subscribe and stay tuned. And that does it today for my review of the Supreme Dalek, which is issue number 55 in the eaglemoss Doctor Who collection. Now on my channel, I've been striving to find a way to review Doctor Who, but basically I've been a long-time subscriber to the eaglemoss Star Trek collection, and once I found out they also sold Doctor Who, I was on it like white on rice. I had to get a couple Daleks, and I'm happy I did. They are perfect little miniatures of what I've seen in many episodes. Now yes, they do have their faults, but on the whole, I am very happy with them. So basically, with the Supreme Dalek we see before us, the mold is pretty good. I only have one issue, that crooked eye stalk, but besides that, I am very happy. With the paint, from a distance, it looks amazing, and I can't stress that enough. It's only when we zoom in, as we saw before, that you start to see the paint get a little sloppy here and there. You gotta keep in mind, these are hand painted. Now, one thing I didn't talk about is the magazine that comes with these Daleks. Being the first episode that I'm reviewing one of these, let me know in the comments below, would you like to see the magazine? Or if you have any comments in general, I'm always eager to learn from my fans or viewers to try and better myself. So I hope you enjoyed this review. If you did, hit that like button. And if you'd like to see new reviews every Thursday, subscribe. Again, thank you so much for watching. I greatly appreciate it, and I hope to see you next time. Bye, everybody.